Toronto's entertainment district, inside the Forget About It Supper Club. It's the Big Frank Show with Frank D'Angelo. On tonight's show, Frank's guests are legendary heavyweight boxing champ George Chuvalo. From the Oscar-winning film The Artist, Missy Pyle. Texan singer-songwriter Deborah Dee Weedykind. Toronto funny man comedian Kristoff Davidson. With special guest Ed the Sock and your co-host, yours truly, Jim Taddy. And now, picking up for your host, Frank D'Angelo.
How you doing? What'd you do? Had you killed him? How you guys
doing? Me for? Maybe you didn't bring out the energy there, Frank.
I'm full of energy. How you doing,
Frank?
How are you? I am excited, ladies and gentlemen. We got a great show today. Spectacular show. Usually I wait, I do a little bit of monologue and tell you who's here, but I'm just too excited. We got George Chuvalo, was a Canadian heavyweight champion of the world here. He fought everybody. Muhammad Ali, everybody. You guys know who George Chuvalo is, right? I'm gonna get him to be my new credit manager. And we got the Pyle sisters. We got Missy Pyle and Deborah Weedykind. They're spectacular. I got to sing with them before the show. Weren't they spectacular? My girl, I'm talking about my girl. We brought back this Canadian guy, great guy. He looks like Jesus. He's gonna feed all of you guys with a loaf of bread. But he's a funny guy. Kristoff Davidson's here. We got the Being Frank band, a spectacular band. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the band. Very, very, very excited, ladies and gentlemen, to have a very dear friend of mine. Some people like teddy bears. Some people have pets. I like socks. And the sock is back this year.
You're all far more excited than I am. Hey, Jim, you're moving. Somebody document that.
And ladies and gentlemen, Jim Taddy, how are you? So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show. Jake Reed, great trumpet player. Jake, you're here today. How are you, Jake?
I'm here today.
Good to see you. Me and Rob are going to be in Italy, just so you guys know, in Milan on the 29th of November, doing a concert in front of 60,000 people to promote our single, You're the One in Italy. Just wanted to give us a little plug, shameless plug. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was in the United States traveling. I went through a few American states. And anybody follow any of the debates in the United States? Anybody?
Yep.
So nobody here in this studio audience gives a rat's.
Hey, Frank, just to remind you, you said you weren't doing a monologue.
Okay, shut up before I put you in the...
Just trying to be helpful.
I'm going to put you in the dryer and lose you. Anyways.
You break yourself up.
I do, actually. Self-gratification. Anyways.
Oh, don't do that.
So, Rob, did you watch any of the debates?
I did not.
Barack Obama, who I'm a fan. I'm not a political guy. I really don't give a... I don't care who wins, right? And I don't. But Barack Obama did look tired in that debate. But I watched the Joe Biden and Ryan debate. Anybody? Nobody?
Yeah, I saw it, Frank.
It was interesting to me because now I've learned in my modest life that if I'm in a debate, the best way to win is just to, when somebody's talking, just interrupt them.
works, Frank?
Just interrupt them.
I don't know how that works.
Just interrupt them.
We're here all week. Feels like it's been a week since we started.
I got to share a quick thing before I kill the sock. So I was driving through the States. I spent Thanksgiving in the United States. I was there on business. Had a great time. But I drove through a small town in Kentucky. Now, a lot of people say that Tennessee is, they got some things still going on from the 30s, the 20s. But I stopped in this little truck stop / laundromat / restaurant / gambling hall / showers.
Frank, nobody said you had a pretty mouth. It's not going there, is it?
It wasn't a rub and tug, but I was shocked, and they had a picture tube television. I haven't seen one in a while, and they were all smoking cigarettes. And I'm not trying to offend anybody because I love the United States, but I think I was the only one in that room that had all my teeth. Anyways, I had a great time in the United States. I'm glad to be back in Canada. I'm glad to be here with all you people here on the Being Frank Show. Andy, we're giving away a new guitar this year from Carparelli, which is a handmade guitar in Canada, eh? And this one is a little different than the one we gave away the last 2 years, right, Andy? It's a little Italian. Looks a little loud. It reminds me of a wedding that I performed in when I was about 9 years old. But it's a beautiful guitar. Is it like a Les Paul?
Yeah, it's like similar to a Les Paul in the neck and the body feel, except it has this sharp Florentine as opposed to a Neapolitan cutaway.
That's Dr. Andy Scott. He's got his PhD in music. Andy, can you play a little bit of Italian music on that? Since it's
Sure, some Italian music.
Music
wow, I was transported to Italy. That was so Italian.
Italian is play a G, play a C, G and C. Where mamma mi voglio maritare. That's an Italian song. So anyways, you guys play, everything you play, Andy, is jazzercise. Anyways, to win this guitar, you go on YouTube, play a little lick, an original lick, and
Original riff, put it up on YouTube, rules on beingfrank.ca.
And you win the guitar, but this year, there's a twist. If you win, you get to come perform with us here on the Being Frank Show, and you also, wherever we're playing, you get to come and play with us too, and win the guitar. So we've had some great entries over the last 3 years. It's a great guitar, even though Andy played a jazzercise Italian song. And last year we had the winner of $25,000, Mike Ballard's here tonight. Where's Mike? Where, Mike? So I see by the red tie you're a fan of McGinty.
Fan of red.
Okay, so Jim gave you the mic, okay?
Yeah.
That's good enough for me to say we're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back.
Being Frank Show is sponsored in part by Arizona Beverages, makers of Arnold Palmer Half and Half Iced Tea Lemonade.
Feel good about what you drink. Presenting Pure Genius, refreshingly crisp, clean water with a reinvigorating splash of cucumber. Just like the high-end spas. Now that's Pure Genius. Pure Genius, now available at fine retailers everywhere.
Energize yourself with the Cheetah Power Surge Great Canadian Adventure Contest. Brought to you by Kahuna Power Sports and Cheetah Power Surge. Simply submit a video sharing your Great Canadian Dream Adventure across Canada, and you could win one of 4 fantastic Kawasaki prizes from Kahuna Power Sports. You could win an ATV, motorcycles, or the grand prize, Kawasaki 2012 Versus 1000. Enter today at cheetahpowersurge.com and energize yourself with Cheetah Power Surge, now with new green apple flavor.
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. Like I'm a starstruck. We got some incredible people here today.
Thank
Right?
you.
We got a f***ing sock, only in Canada.
By the way, Frank, you were mentioning ties. I want to congratulate you on that tie, the one you're wearing. What'd you do with the rest of the couch?
Actually, this is what's left over from my mother's curtains in the kitchen.
Oh, I was thinking that it was from a couch, and I was wondering why it wasn't covered in plastic.
We didn't have plastic couches. You did. I know you told me.
No. I've been to places where things are covered in plastic for easy cleanup, but no, in my own home there is no plastic couches. Jim knows what I'm talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Taddy's a very good friend of mine. Jim has been the voice of sports in Canada for many years. In fact, you started one of the first sports shows, correct? On another network. I'm good to have you here. But now you're doing a new feature on the Being Frank show where you're interviewing celebrities on the side, right?
Celebrities, yes.
Well,
That's got to be riveting.
So Jim last week interviewed many people. We did a quick montage, but one of the interviews you did with an aunt of mine from New Jersey, we got part 2 because it was a long interview.
Oh, no.
Jeremy, do we have that thing that Jim Taddy did?
Jim Taddy here with my celebrity moments, and that was a big question mark. Look who we have. Aunt Anna, how you
A
doing?
lot of men, good-looking men. You're not a bad, the cameraman pretty good. And the guy with the bigger boom, he's got a bigger boom. I like a man with a bigger boom. That's just to me. What a woman don't like a bigger boom? A little bigger boom and no hurt of no woman any time. I'm just saying that.
I've said that for years.
I'm at that stage of my life that I like to be touched. Are you a toucher, Jimmy?
Oh, my. It's a camera on me.
What are you, a politician? So let me tell you something, Jimmy. You're staying for the night.
Yes.
Because I'm going to look after you.
No.
I'm going to make you feel like a man, and you're going to make me feel like a woman.
Jim, you like that?
I slept like a baby after that.
Yeah, because you got slipped a roofie. Walk funny when you woke up.
Okay, enough of that shit. What do you got to do to get a laugh?
I don't know, but you better start.
Oh, we brought a sock on, right? With a fake cigar. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy's been an icon for many years. He brought a lot of respect to Canada as far as Canada having people who can box when boxing was quite famous. I've known him all my life. I'm going to tell you some great stories. I had met George Chuvalo for the first time in my life when I was in grade 4 because he used to eat at a steakhouse near my school, and he was very kind to me. And being a lover of sports and a lover of boxing, it's an honor and a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce my idol in boxing, George Chuvalo, here on the Being Frank Show. So, George, you've done it all. You were the heavyweight champion of Canada. You fought some of the greatest boxers in the world. You were also in 14 movies. You were in one of the most famous movies, Cronenberg movie, The Fly, where you did the big scene with Jeff Goldblum in
Get
the
my
bar where
arm
he
busted.
split your giant wrists, and your wrists are still huge. Like you got hands the size of. Let me see your fist.
No, you got big hands. You got big
I got
hands
big
yourself.
hands too. I was a boxer, but not that big. Jeez. So you were the heavyweight champion of Canada for how many years?
21 years.
So you beat the shit of everybody.
I did a few guys, but there weren't that many Canadian contenders, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know.
But was the toughest fight you ever had was Muhammad Ali?
Well, the first fight was tough because it was 15 rounds. They don't fight 15 rounds anymore. They fight sissy rounds, 12 now. So the championship fights, but
Not 16 rounds, sissy rounds. Sissy.
So you're in there for 59 minutes, and it's almost an hour. Heavyweight title fights are basically 12 rounds now. They don't fight 15 anymore, mainly because guys were getting hurt in the last few rounds of a 15-round fight. Fatigue is a factor when guys get hurt. When you're fresh in the early rounds, you can pull away for a punch. You don't get hit with a punch 100% of the time. At least when I say 100% of the force, a lot of times you pull back, you slide, and the punch may only be like 40% of the power that's thrown.
As the fight progresses.
Yeah. So you never see a guy get killed in the early rounds. No one dies after being knocked out 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds.
It's the beating.
Fatigue is definitely a factor, and when you're fatigued, you're more apt to get hit with 100% force of the punch.
And that can hurt you.
That can hurt, sure. And most guys that die late in the fight. And guys die in the 14th round, 15th round, or maybe 10th round. But basically, fatigue is a factor. And when your fatigue sets in, you usually don't get out of the way of the punches the way you're supposed to, and you get with the full force of the punch.
But you could take a punch. Like Muhammad Ali said, your jaw must have been at a concrete. I mean, he hit you with everything he had, but he couldn't take you down.
Body type has a part to play in it. First of all, I have a short neck, which is a good thing for a fighter.
Because it can't hit you in
less
the
chance
throat.
for your brain to reverberate, And plus, I used to take care of the absorbing punishment part of my physique. That's the jawline. I used to chew a lot of bubble gum, sugarless, of course.
Because you don't want to lose your teeth, right?
Yeah, right. So anyway, I would chew a lot of bubble gum, and I would stand on my head a lot and do a lot of exercise, back and forth, side to side, and develop my shoulder girdle area. So I think it's important. Most fighters pay scant attention to absorbing punishment. They don't do much in terms of neck exercises, unlike football players who train to mete out punishment and also to absorb punishment. They work a lot on their neck.
But what about your stomach? Could you handle it? Because now they're doing a lot of body shots, right? So you could handle the body shots?
I can handle a body shot. I've only been hurt once by a body shot.
You ever break a rib?
I've broken a few ribs, but never had one of mine broken.
So your ribs, you never broke your ribs, because if that's the first thing. I fought middleweight when you knew Vince Bagnatto.
Of course.
And Irv Ungerman. When I was growing up, I boxed because everybody boxed in my neighborhood. It was a tough neighborhood. We used to go to Max's gym. And the first fight that I ever had, the very fight, the son of a bitch came in and hit me in the side and broke my ribs. But I finished the fight.
I was a body puncher. I was aggressive, and I would try to punch to the body a lot. And usually, I was the only guy punching to the body. Usually, the other guys never hit me in the body. I've only been hit in the body once that ever hurt me.
So they all went for your head?
Yeah, basically, right.
Which was the wrong way to do, because your head was like cement. Right? I mean, I don't mean disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
He sounds like my grade 2 teacher.
No, so I'm just saying, I never saw you go down. Never. No. I saw the fight between you and Muhammad Ali, and it went 15 rounds. I mean, you were cut, you were bleeding.
I wasn't cut in the fight.
Your eyes look pretty swollen.
Oh, swollen, but that's not cut.
Okay, I apologize.
To me, it was a slight swelling. Most people say, "Oh, you took an awful beating of baloney." I didn't take much of a beating with Ali. I really didn't. He hit me with a few jabs, a lot of jabs and that, but they didn't really hit me with any.
Did you hurt him? Did you hurt him at all?
Well, who went to the hospital, St. Mike's Hospital, after the fight.
With
bleeding kidneys. It wasn't me.
Where did you go? Did you go have a steak dinner after?
I went dancing with my wife. And what did I say to myself when I was dancing with my wife?
What did you say?
I should have danced more in the fight. I'd been better off.
We have a clip. Jeremy, we have a clip of Mr. Chuvalo fighting.
First or second time, surely. And that was his best one. Still trying to cut off Ali. And then with a good solid up to the body. And good mauling by Chuvalo. It's Mike Foster holding Chuvalo's head down, leaning against the ropes, and begging Chuvalo to hit him harder in the stomach. That was in their first fight. Ali reminds me here of the Ali I saw against Zora Fali in Madison Square Garden. That left jab. Chuvalo to take care of the 2 jabs that Ali sunk. Ali trying the bolo now. Touched, moving at will. Hands down loose. The hard blows in round 2. And done it, returning Chuvalo makes the point. A good solid left to the face by Chuvalo.
You were fast.
Well, I was faster than my reputation. I mean, they always talk about slow, lumbering, no combinations. A bunch of baloney. I don't know where they got that.
Well, I was there. It's fast.
I'm fighting with the best fighter in the world.
In the world. Well, you were the best fighter in the world, in my view.
Yeah, thank you.
You were the best fighter in the world.
What a nice guy.
You fought Muhammad Ali, and he was all, very. I got a chance to meet him. Very cool guy. Good with his, manipulation of how to, before a fight, say what he was going to do. You guys got along good, though. He had a huge amount of respect
we got
for you.
along quite well. Actually, what happened was in the first fight, in the midst of all the turmoil of him being forced to go into the army, he didn't go into the army. They wanted to go into the army. He backed out. He didn't want to go. And actually, in the United States, he was kind of a social pariah at the time because a lot of people thought you should have went in the war in Vietnam, and he didn't want to do that. And a lot of people were against him. And when
they ostracized him as a sports fan.
When he came to Toronto, though, it was a lot different. People here weren't, jumping all over him about not going to Vietnam. Yes, correct, about not going to Vietnam. And he was respected, and the people were polite to him, and he enjoyed his time here. So there wasn't any animosity, even outwardly towards me as an upcoming opponent. He was catching a lot of grief from the American press and from the government, and it was a lot of turmoil at that time. And it was an exciting time. There was also the emergence of the Black Muslim movement. He was up here with Malcolm X, and I don't know about Elijah Muhammad, who was here, the leader of the Black Muslim movement.
Malcolm X had done a Canadian top show here, Front Page Challenge.
Right.
And he that was the first time somebody of that stature would do that show. It was a CBC show. And I saw it. I saw it after. I was too young to see when it first came out, but I saw it after, and he was quite a bright guy, and he was a big influence on Muhammad Ali.
Oh, tremendous influence. I mean, that's why Muhammad became a Muslim.
And changed his name to Muhammad Ali from Cassius Clay.
Right.
So this is what I want to ask you. Why would Muhammad Ali allow you? And don't take this wrong. I'm very respectful to you because I'm a big fan. But why would Muhammad Ali, who was a heavyweight champion of the United States, and at that time when you were heavyweight champion of the United States, you were basically heavyweight champion of the world, right? Because the Americans
they owned the heavyweight division.
They owned exactly. Why would he give you a chance, Canada?
First of all, here's what happened. I fought Ernie Terrell. I thought I beat Ernie Terrell. Everybody thought I did.
You got robbed.
Anyway, but he was the WBA champion, World Boxing Association champion, and the winner of that fight was supposed to fight Muhammad Ali, the WBC champion, World Boxing Council, and to merge titles, and so there would only be one champion. The night of the fight with Terrell, I got in the car. It was a bitter cold November 1, 1965 day. It was bitter cold, and I got into the car, into Irving's Cadillac, my manager, Irving Argerman, and all of a sudden he goes, smash, whack the dash. I'm wondering what the heck happened. Anyway, he did it. He must have done it 27 times if he did it once, all the way down to the gardens. And I'm saying to him, after a few whacks on the dash, he says, Irving, what's the matter with you? He says, I'm nervous. You're nervous? You're nervous. I suppose you're nervous. I'm the guy fighting tonight.
I'm the guy going to the ring.
Rings, you run down the steps. I got to go out and fight some monster. Anyway, during the course of the fight, all Terrell did was jab, jab, jab. It hit my glove, basically, and just run. It was a lousy fight. All he wanted jab and hit my glove and grab. Anyway, after the fight's over, everybody's in my corner. All the press, a bunch of friends, a bunch of fight fans, everybody's in my corner. And it looked like Terrell was going to die of loneliness in his corner. He was standing up like this with his manager and trainer on each side. And, look, if someone was to look at it, they say, well, I know who won the fight, the guy who's got all the attention, me. Anyway, the decision's given, they give it to Terrell. Actually, I'm disappointed.
This was in Toronto?
In Toronto. I'm disappointed. So I said to Irving after the fight, we were both a little ticked off, and I said, listen, Irving, how come you're so uptight before the fight? How come you're so nervous? He says, I was threatened. Who threatened you? He says, Bernie Klickman, the manager of record of Ernie Terrell. Glickman apparently came to the office and told my manager, he said, if Chuvalo wants to fight, you're going to end up in a cement box in Lake Ontario, and your wife's going to take over your chicken processing plant. Meantime, every time he looked out at the breakwater, he imagined himself at the bottom of Lake Ontario.
So that's why he was nervous.
So it made him nervous.
But he never told you to throw the fight, though.
Didn't tell me. No, he didn't tell me before the fight. He told me after the fight.
That's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he was stand-up then. Yeah, he was. Anyway, now what's the fight? Terrell and Ali, but the only problem was no commission in the United States of America, because of Ali's stance in Vietnam, would recognize the fight, wouldn't sanction the fight. Not one state in the United States of America. So where did the fight go? Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 17 days before the fight was to take place on March 29, 1966.
At the Forum?
I believe so, yes. And 17 days before the fight, I got a call from Mike Mallitz, who's co-promoting the fight with Bob Arum. Bob Arum's first venture into the fight game. Anyway, they called me up at my manager's office, and Irving says to me, George, Mike Mallitz wants to talk to you. So I say, hi, Mike, how are you? He says, good. He says, listen, George, Ernie Terrell pulled out of the fight. Want to know if you want to fight Muhammad Ali in 17 days. I said, 17 days? I said, hold on for a second. Let me call my wife. I'll go into the line and see what we're doing that night. See if I'm free. I had a little problem. So I said, Lily, honey, it's me. Listen, what's happening on the 29th of this month? Are we busy doing anything this month? She says, no, why do you ask? I says, well, I'm fighting. Who are you fighting? Muhammad Ali. She started laughing, thought I was kibitzing around. I said, no, the fight's on. I'll see you later, doll. I pick up the other line. Hi, Mike, it's okay, but we're not doing anything special that night. The fight's on. That's how the fight took place.
Great story.
That's how it took place. Anyway, but in the meantime, why did I get the fight with Muhammad Ali? What happened to Ernie Terrell? What really happened to Ernie Terrell? I know what happened to Ernie Terrell. The same thing that happened to my manager. Ernie Terrell said that he couldn't get any upfront money to train from the promotion, which is a bunch of baloney. What happened is that Bernie Glickman, who was living in Chicago, went to the Chicago office of the Black Muslim movement to talk to Herbert Muhammad, the son of Elijah Muhammad, who was the leader of the Black Muslim movement. And he went in there and he threatened Herbert Muhammad. I imagine something like this. If Muhammad Ali wins the fight with Ernie Terrell, you can end up in a cement box in Lake Michigan. For Irving, it was Lake Ontario, change of venue, Lake Michigan for Mr. Muhammad. Anyway, all he had to do was, all Mr. Muhammad had to do was go like this, click, click. And the Fruit of Islam guys is guys who are big, tough guys who converted to Islam inside, in prison, to come out, or working for them. And anyway, they beat the living daylights out of Bernie Glickman. Bernie Glickman went to the hospital, beaten within an inch of his life. He was interrogated by the police, would not talk. They stayed in the hospital for about 2 or 3 weeks, and they shipped him off to a mental institution where he subsequently died. Never saw the light of day again. And that's why I got the fight with Muhammad Ali.
Wow, what a story. That's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
So, I want to ask you one last question before we go to break. What are your feelings between the mixed martial arts right now have taken over the impact or the fanship of fighting over the regular boxing? Yes.
I don't think boxing is being taken over by MMA. Like, in other words, I don't think boxing fans are being converted to MMA fans. If you notice, the new or the core of MMA fans are young males. Young males are the core,
and young women too.
Women, but it's a young crowd. Yeah. Anyway, so they're not fight fans anyway. Generally, they're not those young guys who want.
So they're being attracted by this new.
It's kind of raw, like a street fight, but they're not really They're not really boxing.
So you're
fans
saying the real boxer fan is still a boxer fan?
Absolutely, okay. No question about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to a great icon in Canada, a very good friend of mine, the great George Chuvalo. We're going to be right back here on the Being Frank Show. Don't go away.
The Being Frank Show is sponsored in part by Arizona Beverages, makers of Arizona iced tea with lemon flavor.
Little François de Beauregard and I have been doing the pageant circuit for about 4 years now. As you can see, François is quite the little star. We are both super excited about this year's pageant circuit. Aren't we, my petit monsieur? Being number one isn't easy. It takes work. That's why every year we undergo a rigorous training regimen. Sometimes we like to tilt the odds in our favor.
Jump! François! Jump! Jump!
I can almost taste the victory. Can't you, my little star?
Pet pickles may not be for everyone. Luckily, Pickle Barrel is. Pickle Barrel. Something for everyone.
Unfortunately, we didn't do so well. Something tells me we won't be having the same problem next year.
For over 25 years, D'Angelo Brands has been proud to bring you the very best to your table, like our premium vegetable oil, perfect for salads, frying, cooking or baking. D'Angelo vegetable oil makes every meal great.
Just a little trivia here. That song is just released in Canada and it's doing great. Just want to let you know. Wrote that song. You Can Have It All?
Make the call.
Make the call. Where the I wrote it? I can't remember what I. Well, gentlemen, I've been very lucky in my life. I got a chance to meet the great George Chuvalo when I was a kid, and now here we are together today. I interviewed the great Al Pacino, Paul Newman. We had Tony Bennett on the show, and here's two unbelievable sisters, and they're very talented, and they flew in for the show, and they're great. We got Missy Pyle and Dee Dee, and we're going to bring them out together. They're amazing. Give it up for them. They're spectacular.
Sausage party.
Did you say shove that cigar? So I'm happy you guys are here. Thanks for making the track.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's my honor. I was lucky enough to sing with you before the show. So both of you are singing together.
We've both been singing, and we've been singing separately, and so that was what was really cool. I made an album a couple years ago, and then Debbie just made an album, and so we've actually been singing together, but we haven't recorded anything yet.
And I have an album for you.
That's awesome.
So you can remember my name.
I will always remember your name, Judy.
Got
Deborah.
my full name.
What a kind.
Right, weedy kind.
Weedy kind.
It's like kind of weedy.
Close.
Kind of weedy. So that's how you can
Weedy
remember.
kind, like Wheaties, right?
That's it.
Do you have your Wheaties? Or
Well,
Weedy kind?
I had some cheetah.
Thank you.
It's better than weedy.
I see a commercial. So this is the current album that's out right now?
It is. It is.
And that's out in the United States, or is it all over the world?
It's all over the world. It's on iTunes, Amazon.com. I have been going through a name change to just Dee Dee because no one can say my last name.
I can say it, but Dee Dee's good. Cher, Dee Dee.
Remember my name. So yeah, like Adele, one name. It's a
Dee Dee's a good name.
It's a one-name wonder. Yeah.
So what kind of music do you do?
I do it's a little bit like what you do. I had a song called Psalm on Danny Boy that I wrote that charted on the same charts that you're charting on.
Awesome.
In America. And it made it to number 11. And it's a song that I wrote that's based on Danny Boy, the song, but I changed the words.
Oh, Danny Boy.
Yeah, but I changed the words to make it a little bit more modern, updated, to give a little comfort and peace to people. So I used some words actually from Psalm 23. The rest of the CD is kind of a little bit Michael Bublé-like. And so I think that...
We're not big fans of Michael Bublé in this place.
Oh, well, I'm kind of getting away from that. Actually, I'm going more toward... It's true. My new CD that's going to be coming out is a lot more urban, adult contemporary. It's going to have a little Americana in it.
So you connect with your music?
I do. In fact, I also got you this, and it's got a picture. We have like a dog theme going. Missy's also a singer. And we have a dog theme today because we have a song that we're going to sing about dogs. So we wanted to give you this.
Love
and
it.
there's a
That's
picture of a
awesome.
dog that I drew there.
Awesome.
That's Sugar.
Oh, so this is like a notebook? It's great.
About how
So you can
much
take
you
your
enjoyed
notes,
spending
right?
time with us.
And you can remember Sugar Gone Wild. There's, I think, a little video clip
That's a
that
great-
I bought.
that's a great
brought of my
idea.
dog.
I saw that movie.
Talking about dogs, and dogs love to chew on socks. Let me have a clip of your dog.
Yeah,
Right, Dee Dee?
Sugar.
Sugar. Sugar's a little crazy when you say the word squirrel.
Oh my gosh, she
As soon as
goes
you say squirrel,
completely
she goes
nuts.
nuts?
It's called Sugar Goes Nuts, and it's on YouTube.
Squirrels and nuts. Here's Sugar.
Okay, ready? Go get him. Ready? Go get the squirrel.
That's not the movie I saw. Similar soundtrack.
So is your sister working on any of your music? You guys, because you guys sing great together.
Well, I have sang with her before, but I think we're going to start doing a little bit of collaboration
But
together.
you should, because you guys sing great together. And I remember you from 2.5 Men. You were Mrs. Pasternak.
Yes, I'm an actress. I've been in I've done a lot of film and television, and I was in. I was also in the movie The Artist, which won the Academy
That was
Award.
a great movie.
It's really awesome
I
to
just, I'm not into silent movies, so I tried. I really tried.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. It was cool. It was very cool. I love all the, I saw Il Postino, I saw Cinema Paradiso. I like all these movies that are.
So you're saying to me right now on your show you didn't like my movie?
No.
Because it sounded like from where I was sitting, that's what you were saying.
I thought your movie was spectacular. I just wish there was some sound.
There was some sound in it. There was
Just a dog barking.
Yeah.
Does it strike you that Frank likes silence?
That's a good point.
I enjoyed you in 2.5 Men.
Mm-hmm.
When you did that show, that was at the height of its show. That show was one of the top shows in the world.
Yeah, I did a few episodes of it, and the first one I did was very popular.
It was
You ever
huge.
trip over any dead hookers on set?
Actually, the second time I did the show,
Was that
Charlie
when-
had just I guess done the wife threatening thing. I'm not sure. Was there a knife thing going on?
Yeah, there was a
Or
knife
maybe,
thing.
Maybe put
Alleged. Alleged. Let's
What?
just say alleged. It's a TV show. We don't want to
The
get sued.
alleged.
They alleged.
And
that
so,
he had
and
knife.
it was actually a dream sequence. So a bunch of women who'd been on the show had actually came back to do and he at the time I think he was going straight to a rehab facility, and then, but it was I thought it was kind of ironic because he was in rehab, but he was coming to work to be in a bedroom with 25 women. And then he would go back to the rehab.
That's my kind of rehab.
So did you enjoy it? Was that a big deal for you to do that show?
I loved doing that show. I didn't know that it would be such a big deal. I've been in, maybe 25 or 30 films, and I thought, but I still would say that is one that I get recognized from.
So let me ask you. So both of you get along great. There's a great chemistry between the both of you. I can tell. You guys not only are sisters, but you get along great. And I told you in the back that you should do an album called Sisters, because sisters go through a lot of traumatic experiences. They fight, they hate each other, they love each other, but at the end of the day, there's no better best
I think I saw that movie too.
Can we step on them?
Well, we grew up in a very musical family, and Debbie had to share a room with me, and I was definitely a little annoying.
She was a brat.
I used to steal Debbie's clothes all the time.
She stole everything.
And I'd put them
money
underneath
out of
my
my piggy bank.
I'd steal her money.
And I was so dumb, I didn't even know it until
I would take, because she was 16. I was I still was 11 or 12 or something. She would actually have clothes that she bought from her job, and I would put them on and put them under my jacket, and then I'd go down the stairs and eat breakfast.
Did you know? Did you pick up on that, or was she good at it?
But she was really a good sneak.
So she had 3 sets of clothes underneath and say, "How you doing? Have a great breakfast." Well, they weren't Italian, so there was no "How you doing."
Yeah.
But you got along great now.
Yeah,
but
we
you
live in
far
different
apart.
cities.
That's right. You're
so
in
it's
Houston,
hard, yeah.
the gun capital of the world.
Yeah.
You guys all guns?
I have a concealed carry license.
It's great.
Want to see? No. I didn't bring it with me. I do have
Do you
one.
carry a gun too?
I don't have a gun, no.
It's scary though, because going through the States here, you get in an argument with somebody cutting you off and stuff. You tell each other off, and you scream and yell, but nobody shoots. But in the States, if you get in a fight, somebody's gonna pull out a gun.
I mean,
I got to tell you,
I've never had someone pull a
I
gun.
was driving.
I've never had
I was
anybody pull a
driving
gun.
through Atlanta, and I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. There was a pickup truck in front of me. two big Billy Bobs, right? You know, giant heads. And they had a gun rack on the back, in the inside, but I could see, and there was a shotgun there. Like, I'm not used to that, being in Canada.
Were you nervous?
No, because I'd run them over. I love Texas, but everybody's got a gun.
Not everybody. I mean, a lot of people that have ranches, they're hunters and stuff. So they actually do kill and eat what they kill, and then they stuff it, which I never really understood.
It's a little weird to kill an animal, but you know, everybody's different. We're all the same in life. Everybody just plays the game a little differently. So do you perform a lot in Houston?
I do. I have a Christmas show coming up December 21st and 22nd that I wrote. It's called Christmas with the Two Divas and the Lone Tenor. And it's going to be, it's with a girl that was in The Phantom in Vegas that just closed. Her name is Kristen Herzenberg, and she's got a fantastic soprano voice. As you can imagine, she was Christine, so she's great.
Midnight.
Just don't worry about that. So your poster's up. Do we have any clips of these lovely ladies performing, Jeremy, before the sock talks again? Great voice.
Thank you.
You got a magnificent. But it's tough, eh? Music is a tough business, eh?
Yeah. If anybody knew, if I knew what I knew now going in, I would be like, oh, okay, let me rethink this music thing, because she started actually before I did, and I had no idea. People would be like, it's tough. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. It's like the hardest thing I've ever done. To be honest,
it is like winning the lottery.
It's
a tough gig. You know,
I think you just got to have a lot of balls. I mean, I really think you have to believe even way more about yourself than
100%. I agree with you.
But you also need,
no matter how big your balls are, and no matter if you have them in the back of a pickup truck when you're going to an audition.
With your gun.
With a gun.
Or a brass set.
A brass set. But you need to find somebody who believes in you, and life is all timing. The only way you make some money is if you're an artist, is if you perform. They can't rob that. They can't steal that. They can't pirate that. They can't download that. You know, the actual experience of live performance still brings in big money. And I saw Kenny Rogers promoting his book in the United States, and I listened to his live interview, and he's telling that's where he's making his money. Like, you know, he's written some huge songs and performed some big songs, had some great hits. It's live performance that allows him to continue his lavish lifestyle. Yeah. And that's the way it is live performance. Well, we're lucky to have you because you're both very talented. We're going to take a commercial break, and you're going to come back and you're going to do a fun song together. And we're excited, so don't go away because the Pyle sisters will be here, Dee Dee and Missy Pyle will be here right after commercial break and perform for you. So don't go away or I'll stab you in the left ventricle.
The Bing Frank Show is sponsored in part by Arizona Beverages, makers of Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey.
Having a problem getting a car loan? It's no problem at yourloanapproved.ca. With over 25 years of experience, we're the trusted source to get you on the road fast in any make or model of car. Just call 1-888-239-0557 or apply now at yourloanapproved.ca.
If you've had some bad luck, well, it's time to have good luck. Yourloanapproved.ca is on your side. Today what we're going to do is we're going to join rapini and cipollini together with some new recipes. Today I'm going to make you salmon alla cipollini with a little bit of rapini. We got some fresh salmon, which I cut myself, beautiful, and put just a drop of Tabasco sauce, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and put just a little bit of rapini, and my favorite, cipollini. Oh, I love them. These onions are sweet, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of wine and a drop of balsamic vinegar. I wish you could smell this. This is incredible. I'm gonna put just a drop of extra virgin olive oil in here. And this is a quick dish, and it's spectacular. Come and do this. Rapini with cipollini and gorgeous salmon. Oh my God.
D'Angelo Basket Fresh Cipollini in your favorite supermarket.
For motorcycles, utility vehicles, ATVs, and accessories, trust Kahuna Power Sports. Kahuna is the GTA's biggest authorized Kawasaki dealer with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. Come and experience the new 2012 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R, powered by Kawasaki's famous 599cc 16-valve DOHC inline-4 engine for a truly breathtaking ride. For friendly, knowledgeable sales advice and a guaranteed reliable service department staffed with some of the best factory-trained technicians in Ontario, visit Kahuna Power Sports at 5243 Steeles Avenue West, Toronto.
So we're back with the Powell sisters. Missy Powell was born in Houston, Texas. She was in the movie The Artist that won an Oscar, right?
Which you loved.
I love that movie.
That.
Love that movie. It was great about that movie. I watched it while I was listening to some of my tunes. Because you know what? It's a silent movie, and it goes to show that people will accept anything, right?
Again, thank you. Cruelty is his specialty.
And my prediction is 8 tracks are going to be back in style. And also, you know, you're in a musical, Bear,
Ironically,
in New York.
I actually sing in that musical, and it isn't silent. I'm actually singing.
You're
not
singing.
Lip-syncing. Actually singing.
You're
Yeah.
singing, but nobody can hear you.
It's called Bear. It opens December 9th in New York.
When they say bears,
It's not like bear, like.
bears not bear naked?
I knew that. I was just waiting for you to ask that. No, I'm not naked in it. We're still rehearsing it, so it's always.
But is there any?
There might be a tiny bit of nudity in it.
Nudity?
It's called Bear and there's a tiny bit of nudity? The hell is that?
What are you showing
Why don't you come over here and take them off?
Sock off, baby.
He's just got to take his sock off. That's it. And he's got a bunion. That's gross.
Show me your bunion. Show us your buns.
And also, you're in a band called Nice Ladies.
I am. It's a new band. I also did a band. I have an album on iTunes called "It's Okay to Be Happy." I did an album with an actress named Shawnee Smith, who's on the new Charlie Sheen show now. But we made this album that Chris Goss produced, and he's produced, the White Stripes. He did one of their albums and some Queens of the Stone Age stuff. It's
awesome.
That's out there, and it's on iTunes. This is the new one.
And you've been in a lot of movies, and also, you and your sister.
And I've been in a lot of home movies with Debbie. She's been in a lot of porn movies. She was in.
You see how George.
She was in one that was.
George Chuvalo woke up on that one, and the band perked up.
George woke up now.
So I'm happy to have you. Hopefully you guys are going to come back, and hopefully I'm going to sing with you. But right now you're going to perform a little tune. Yeah. And what's the name of the tune?
This is a song I wrote about your dog.
My Dog Blue?
It's called Dogs.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Powell sisters doing Dogs. Give it up for them.
Dogs are cute. They lick your face, usually right after licking their balls. Unless they're a girl dog.
Dogs are nice, they don't think twice. They just love you. They just love you.
But dogs can be shitty.
Literally.
Not very witty. And most of the time they're gonna be prettier than you. 'Cause they're dogs. Everybody likes dogs. This song's about
dogs have been around a long time. They
direct descendants of the wolf. Hey, hey! I bet you didn't know that even a little Shih Tzu and a wolf have the very same DNA. But dogs in Canada, we keep them in houses, want them to pee on little cotton pads. If you were a dog, a descendant of the mighty wolf, and you could lick your balls, wouldn't that kind of make you mad?
Like sugar. Does your dog have to wait to pee? Do you leave on the TV for your dog? Come on, baby, have you blown your lid? That dog of yours, it ain't your kid. It's a dog.
But dogs, they are just beings too. They share this world with me and you.
are great, they don't hesitate to show you how much love they have. Dogs are great, they love you almost like you love your mom and dad. Maybe a little bit better.
That's cool. That was interesting, and I'm sure all the dogs of the world. You know, it's ironic you did that because Rob and I were going to do an album for dogs. Am I lying, Rob?
We still are.
Well, now you've got
We're
a
still.
song.
We're gonna because I believe when dogs are home. My dog likes music.
Mm-hmm.
Not mine, son of a bitch, but the dogs like music, and we're going to do an album. So we're going to take a short break. We're going to be back with them. We also got a great comedian, and I'm really excited. Rob, can you take us out with the dog song?
So you did a porn movie? Is that true?
We're going to be right back. Don't go away. Right on the Being Fresh. Dogs are great. I love dogs because they live their big balls.
The Being Frank Show is sponsored in part by Arizona Beverages, makers of Arnold Palmer Half and Half Iced Tea Lemonade.
For over 25 years, D'Angelo Brands has been proud to bring you the very best to your table, like our premium vegetable oil, perfect for salads, frying, cooking or baking. D'Angelo vegetable oil makes every meal great.
Hi, I'm Frank D'Angelo. I need you to visit Suzuki of Pickering.
Come and test drive the all-new Suzuki Kizashi. Voted the most appealing midsize vehicle of 2011 by J.D. Power and Associates. Or choose from a full selection of new Suzukis built in Japan and famous for their all-wheel drive technology. For the best price on a Suzuki anywhere, visit Suzuki of Pickering. Official car of the Being Frank Show.
I am Frank D'Angelo. Join me on the Being Frank Show every Friday where we have superstar guests from around the world and from our great country, Canada. Every Friday at 1 a.m. See you there. That is a few people out there in TV land want to know. That's the dog song, which is going to take over the world because already we've had maybe 60, 70,000 texts from dogs where they can get that song. And it was performed right here live on the Being Frank Show by the Pyle Sisters. But how are you, buddy? You like dogs? You got a dog?
Yeah, I got dogs. I like
What kind of
dogs.
dog you got?
Bouvier.
Wow, he's a big, that's a big dog. It's a he?
It's a she.
So I just, because it's big, I said he.
Yeah,
but they're giant
macho
dogs.
woman.
Oh, yeah. Like very, like a woman that doesn't shave.
Sure, yeah. A Mediterranean woman.
Mediterranean woman.
Yeah.
Like Portuguese, Greek?
Sure.
Okay.
Italian?
Italian. It's true. I was in Italy and a lady lifted her arm to reach for something that was scarred for life.
Yeah.
So Kristoff Davidson's here. This is his second time on the show.
Yeah.
He's a Toronto native. He's been on Just for Laughs many times. Very talented guy. Been all over the world, and I'm happy to have you back. You're a funny guy.
Thanks, Frank.
And buddy, do your.
All right.
Yeah, maybe
Okay. Gonna do my. Hi everyone. This is gonna be my. I was surrounded by a lot of women when I was young, very femininely saturated childhood, so I know a lot of stuff about women that I shouldn't. Seriously, yeah, I know tons about periods. Yes, not as big of a laugh. You feel awkward when you hear the word period, which I don't think is right. I don't think we should be so awkward about the term period. I would understand if we felt awkward about it as adults if they say just happened for the first time last week. If it was like this just in, women around the world are simultaneously bleeding from the vagina, becoming enraged. Scientists are baffled what can only be described as the red madness. Then, yeah. Sure, I would be awkward. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be all scared. But they've been happening since we ever existed. That's how long they've been going on. So I don't think we should be so awkward about it. I don't think it should be difficult for a man to walk into an aisle and then just pick up a box and know what to do. You know, it's not that hard. Like, I think men think it's macho not to know how to take care of their woman when she's hurting. And I don't think it should be that macho. I think you should stand there, not be afraid. Like, what are you afraid of? Just worried there with a box of feminine napkins, just afraid like someone's going to be standing next to you like, and you're standing there like, they're not for me. Which I think is self-explanatory, you know? Maybe it's the word, period. You know, that's the word itself, because that's got nothing to do with what's happening at all. It's not even close, right? It's like a literary force field. Just, you know, if I saw a girl walk up and go to the bathroom, like, oh, what's wrong with her? She seemed upset. Oh, she's on her period. What the f does that mean? It's a moment in time. It'll pass. It's just a period. In time. Yeah, but what happens there? Don't worry about it. It's just a moment. It'll pass. I don't know. Call it something closer to what it actually is. Like, it's cyclical. Call it your moon. Or call it your wet and wild wacky week of madness. That would be fun. It's a little silly and playful, right? Or my favorite, I think, Shark Week. Yeah, Shark Week would be good.
We're going to be right back. Give it up for Kristoff Davidson. Very talented guy. Good luck,
The Being Frank Show is sponsored in part by Arizona Beverages, makers of Arizona iced tea with lemon flavor.
Feel good about what you drink. Presenting pure genius, refreshingly crisp, clean water with a reinvigorating splash of cucumber. Just like the high-end spas. Now that's pure genius. Pure genius, now available at fine retailers everywhere.
Energize yourself with the Cheetah Power Surge Great Canadian Adventure Contest. Brought to you by Kahuna Power Sports and Cheetah Power Surge. Simply submit a video sharing your great Canadian dream adventure across Canada, and you could win one of 4 fantastic Kawasaki prizes from Kahuna Power Sports. You could win an ATV, motorcycles, or the grand prize, Kawasaki 2012 Versys 1000. Enter today at cheetahpowersurge.com and energize yourself with Cheetah Power Surge, now with new green apple flavor.
Now you can get a copy of the tell-all new book by Frank D'Angelo, titled Being Frank, the inspiring story of Frank D'Angelo. In an exclusive limited-time offer for only $15.95 plus taxes and shipping. And as a special bonus, your copy will be personally autographed by Frank. Get yours today by visiting beingfrank.ca.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a great night here on the Being Frank Show. Thank you for joining us. The great George Chuvalo. Georgie, thanks for having me here. Jim Taddy. Deborah Gigi. Weedy kind. Like Wheaties kind. Thank you. And I'm going to argue with her. We're gonna text each other. We're gonna Twitter each other, Facebook each other, because we kind of don't agree. Missy Pyle, good to have you here. And Kristoff Davidson. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, God bless, adios, and have a good night. Thank you for joining us tonight. And that loud, obnoxious prick song. And the song, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, block me. That's a great shot.
Being Frank Show would like to thank Arizona Beverages, D'Angelo Brands, Cheetah Power Surge, Pickle Barrel Restaurants, Suzuki of Pickering, Forget About It Supper Club, Mama D's Restaurant, FM Embroidery, Carparelli Guitars, Kahuna Power Sports. We would like to thank A&T Limousine for providing guests of the Being Frank Show with first-class transportation. Guests of the Being Frank Show stay at the luxurious Ritz-Carlton, Toronto. Fans of the Being Frank Show can follow Frank on Twitter at FrankDangelo23. For tickets to the Being Frank Show, visit beingfrank.ca.